Welcome to another edition of Not Just Giants. I'm Matt, and today I'm going to give you my instant reaction to this Giants 10-7 win at home against the Patriots. In a game that didn't have many star performances, I'd give the game ball to Wink in this defense, which without their best player, Dexter Lawrence, bent but did not break against a solid New England rushing attack. The Patriots outgained the Giants on the ground 147-58. In the passing game, with the Patriots leaning on the quick game and enjoying a fair amount of success on yards after the catch on wide receiver screens, there weren't a ton of sack opportunities for the Giants' front seven, but there was a big sack from an unexpected source, Jihad Ward, on the final drive. It seemed to me that even though Kayvon Thibodeaux was only credited with half a sack, he did force a fumble and appeared to set the edge well, with most of New England's chunk plays in the run game coming inside through the A-gap. The Giants continued where they left off against Washington, creating turnovers as they got 3 big INTs in this game. 2 in the first half, courtesy of Mac Jones by Deonte Banks and Bobby Okereke, and 1 in the second half off Bailey Zappi by Xavier McKinney. The Okereke pick in the second quarter included a nice run back deep into Patriots territory, which set up the Giants' only touchdown of the game. So kudos to the defense, a great team effort deserving of a game ball. On the offense, let's start with rookie wide receiver Jalin Hyatt, who went 5 for 109 on 6 targets. Hyatt showed great concentration on a couple of deep shots, plus hands, route running, and shiftiness when provided with yak opportunities. Kudos to Tommy DeVito and the offensive coaching staff for making a concerted effort this week to target Hyatt, who had frequently been getting open but had not been getting the targets. Besides the play to Hyatt and an awesome stiff arm by Isaiah Hodgins to get into the end zone on his TD reception, Saquon Barkley had a quiet game. The O-line was meh, and there wasn't much else to praise about this Giants offensive effort. To Tommy DeVito's credit, while he did take 6 sacks, with probably at least half of those due to lack of processing speed, except for a botched handoff to Wan'Dale Robinson on the first drive of the game, unlike his New England QB counterparts, DeVito, who went 17 for 25 and 1 with no picks, adroitly managed the game and protected the football against a well-schemed-up Bill Belichick defense. The kicking game for the Giants was its typical spotty self. On the opening kickoff of the second half, Randy Bullock booted the ball out of bounds, which gave the Pats a short field and led to their only TD of the game. Bullock, however, did kick a short field goal to put the Giants up 10-7, which was ultimately the deciding score of the game. Meanwhile, with about 3 minutes left to play, after the Giants had failed to convert on 3rd and 2, Jamie Gillan, who up to that point had been having a solid game, made a very short punt that set the Patriots up at midfield. Although unbelievably, New England would go on to miss the chip shot 35-yarder to lose the game, if they had tied it up or scored a touchdown on that drive, Gillan would have been a GOAT, and the cries for special teams coach Thomas McGahee's head would have resumed in earnest. But today, by winning, no such fetching will be necessary. And now back to the bigger picture, QB in the draft. Assuming Tyrod Taylor is good to go after the bye, did Tommy DeVito play well enough in these last 2 games to start over Taylor the rest of the season? No offense to Tommy, but the veteran Taylor, even with his modest ceiling and pending free agent status, is still, inarguably, the better quarterback at this stage of his career. So it should therefore not surprise the fan base if we see Tyrod behind center for the Giants' next game, a Week 14 matchup at home against the Packers. That said, DeVito is showing he can be a capable QB2 on a much cheaper deal than Tyrod. And since DeVito is clearly injecting some much-needed Jersey juice into the arm of a team and a fan base who came into the year with high expectations but fell flat, might it not be wise to stick with the hot hand and get the kid as many reps as possible for as long as he plays well and continues to develop? I believe a good case can be made for making that decision, and this win might go a long way in solidifying support from his teammates for him continuing to start games even when Tyrod is healthy. Going into their bye, after 2 consecutive wins against bad teams in the 2-9 Patriots and the 4-8 Commanders, these 4-8 Giants are starting to feel better about themselves as they play their way out of contention for the top 2 quarterback picks in the 2024 draft. That's good, right? Sure it is, because as much as I too want to draft an electric, elite QB, you play to win. But for those who disagree, I got 3 things to say. Number 1, what's the matter for you? Number 2, shut up or you face. And number 3, let's go!